Good morning, all you 7K Kers. Oh, wow. Good information for you today. How many times have you heard, uh, well, why should I be paying $139 a month for a coin, or $105 a month? Why should I be paying that? Uh, oh, those binaries, they only the people at the very top, they're the only ones that make all the big money. It's just the first people in, like all the rest of those multi-level marketing companies. Uh, oh, they don't really have the lowest price. Uh, you know, I'm sure we have all heard those objections. Let me share with you today how if you can't handle those objections right now, that you will be able to handle those objections in time. And it's all part of my system, but I'm going to tie everything together for you today. My system is one that it takes you 2 years to learn. And to develop those skills, attitudes, and techniques that it takes. And in particular, if you've never done gold and silver, you got a lot of learning because we're teachers. We're all teachers, even if it's your first day, because we all know that we need to own gold and silver, but we don't know anything about it because we haven't been taught anything about it. But if intuitively we understand that if the banks, governments, super wealthy, if they own more than 98% of all the physical gold, that's meaning coins, bars, actual physical gold. If they own it, and we need to own a little bit of it. And that's intuitive common sense. And so 7K has brought that to the masses, that we are the messengers. Now, I've been in 7K for over 5 years now. November 16th, 2016 is when I joined. And I've had a few people that have been with me all 5 years. In fact, I haven't had anyone that I personally sponsored not be with us all 5 years. My wife, only one person, and that person got out before they were, two people, and those two people got out before they even were in the business a month. They just stopped ahead of time, kind of like a lot of people do. And they can't get back in because they're not alive any longer. And hopefully they're walking the streets ago. But what I want to share with you today is, if you haven't got your Stack and Sell, and I did an earlier video where I spoke mainly about that, and a person that was with me, Delton and Cindi, Cason, all 5 years in Arkansas, and they have their own personal testimony on that video, and you will want to watch that in addition to this. So I'm going to tie those together. I'm going to tie all my trainings together for you this year, because I've done all the trainings you need on the details of the comp plan, on my system, how everything works. It's just a matter of watching them over and over and over until you really, really understand everything. And then I'm going to tell you why you want to be in this business until you are making at least $500 a week every week for the rest of your life. There's no sense looking for something big. There's no such thing as a get rich quick thing, because this is going to be the easiest, fastest way you can make money in direct selling ever. And I'm a testament of that. And here's what I'm going to tell you why. I have also put together a video just recently on how this plan compares with other plans. And please watch that one. But if you haven't got your stack and sell done, I want you to get your stack and sell set up from the first day and get your people to get it set up after they've done their onboarding. Everybody needs the familiarization, but you want to go ahead and get your stack and sell set up as just part of that onboarding now. And here's the reason why, is because it's going to validate and help answer a lot of objections. And you're going to have your own stack and sell and other stack and sell stories and information and sharing to share about that. And so it's a very easy thing. We've got our own secondary market that'll be set up. So not only can we do bullion and sell back at the highest price, now that we know is a fact. We can get the highest price from 7K. That's a guarantee. Okay. Highest buyback price for our bullion. Okay. So, and we can do it the easiest, quickest way. If we got it in the vault, it's just a click of a button right there in our Sound Money wallet. Okay. And you can convert your gold to silver, or you can convert it to cash, or you silver to gold, or you silver to cash, or you can send it to another member, and there's no fee charge for that. You know, member to member transfers are no fees. And there's no fees in converting it. They just got a buyback price. Okay. And so now what about our collectibles? Our collectibles, that's that product that we need for diversification. We know we need bullion for our insurance. That's our insurance. That's what it protects our wealth. That's what protects our future retirement. That's what it gives us that stability with no risk of loss. With no risk of loss. It's not like mutual funds, stock markets, and all those things. And so we already know that if all the governments, banks, and super wealthy people own 98% of it, we need to own some. But it's relative. It's relative to our net worth. Some people's net worth is $1 million. Well, they need to own more gold and silver than a person's net worth that is $10,000. And the person that's $10,000 can't afford more. But it's a relative thing. Do you want 10% of your net worth? Do you want 20%? Do you want 40%? It depends on your age and your risk tolerance. Okay. And so those are questions we get to learn and make our own decisions in time by being part of 7K. That's pretty cool. And but more importantly, you get to accumulate wealth, take advantage of 1099 tax benefits. So you're going to have taxes you would have paid actually help build wealth for you in gold and silver, and develop an extra stream of income that help you buy more gold and silver. Wouldn't you rather earn it than pay for it? And with 7K, you can do that. You can earn your gold and silver, and you are in the process of working on a residual income for the rest of your life. Now, if it took you 15 years to develop that $500 a week for the rest of your life, here you have an extremely high probability of doing that. And I'm going to relate that today again. so you can all see it. And I'm going to use my business to show it. And I'm going to also answer the question that a lot of you run into of your new people when you get in and you've been in and well, I've already talked to everybody I know. I've run out of people. There's no such thing. You never run out of people. And I'm going to show you that today. Okay. And I've been in the business for 5 years. So of course I've contacted everybody in my circle of influence. And, but guess what? Our business continues to grow. It's so will yours. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you today too. So let's start with StacknSell real quick, because I'm going to refer you to the other video for a little bit more details, but I want to show you this real quick as part of this. So you go and you create your own account if you haven't done it. Get that done. It's a very simple thing, okay? And I've already created my account, so I'm going to log in to my existing account, and then we're going to get in, and it's going to show my stack. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to do, and you don't want to scan, you want to go to the website on your phone, and that's where you want to scan your coin. So when you get your FedEx pack, open that sucker up, enjoy your coin that you just got on your autosaver or your coin drop or a specialty coin you just fell in love with, you wanted, you bought it, or you bought it off StacknSell. Okay. So take that coin and use your phone to scan that barcode and put it into your stack, and then it assigns the members ownership to you, and it all you then have an inventory of all the products you own. Now, I just completed about 98% of mine since over the 5-year period, and I want to show you something. I'm going to go to my dashboard, and over a 5-year period, I have spent $71,859 on collectible coins with 7K. Yet, you know, this is why you want to buy them. This is why you want to pay that $139 or that $105 or that $115 or, you know, the $179. It doesn't matter. You can get it somewhere else. I've given many examples, several trainings on you're not even paying that for it. And why? With your 1099 tax benefits, with your commission points, with your loyalty points, and you literally aren't paying that for it. But even if I were and had none of those benefits, you still need to be buying it. Why? Well, you put it on autosaver, it makes it a kind of a thing you know you need to do, but you haven't done. Well, this is why you need to do it. See, I've spent $71,859. I bought 496 coins, and the market value, the ultra conservative market value, according to 7K and StacknSell, we're going to see that in just a second, but a couple of examples, is 102,027. Look, I could have not made 42% on that 71,000 in the last 5 years on anything. And this was safe. So it's your diversification. So we buy bullion as our insurance. We buy our numismatic, rare, collectible coins as our diversification. These gain value faster than bullion because they're always going to gain the same relative value as bullion because of the silver or gold content. But then it gains more value because of rarity and demand, collectability, and what other people desire. So let's go back to my stack. And let's look at a couple of quick examples. And I've got them kind of, I paid for a Tiffany art coin, $849.99. We want to look at that coin, and right now the market value on that's only 900. So it hadn't gained a lot of value, right? But it doesn't matter. I know what Tiffany coins do. Like in the presentation in 2014, their Tiffany coin we bought for $90. Today, that coin sells for $8,000 to $10,000, and they bought it for $90. Well, I bought a Miles Standish 1 ounce Liberty coin, and so I'm going to go down and get a 1 ounce Liberty coin. Well, I'm gonna do the Liberties a little different, because this is the 5 ounce. I've got them ordered in highest price to lowest price, because I can change the way I order them. I can go from the lowest, I can go from the newest to the oldest. I can change the way. These are the newest coins to the oldest coins. Okay. And so, or I can do a search in the marketplace, and that's what I'm going to do, because I want to show you the Liberty sets. Okay. And there's the new Liberty sets. And here is the 2 ounce coin. Here's the 5 ounce coin. Here's the half-gram gold, and here's the 1 ounce silver coin. So let's take a look at the 1 ounce silver coin. I paid $1.99 for it. Okay. So if we look at my stack, I paid $1.99. That coin market value is $5.86, but it's really not. That's why it's ultra conservative. That's the last 6 months average. Here, if you want to buy one, the lowest that you can buy it for is $6.75. So that's a real market price. Well, the next one available, only 3 are available for sale in the whole world. I paid $1.99 for it. That's pretty cool. Now, no guarantee. Same thing's going to happen to you. But, what's happened in the past, if it's happened in the past, why shouldn't it happen in the future? Exactly. Same thing if you're buying stocks or mutual funds, you hear the same thing. No guarantee. But if it's happened in the past, why wouldn't it happen in the future? Well, we know why it doesn't happen in the future. But we do know one thing. Somebody's got to find some more gold and silver that God made somewhere, and the probability of that is pretty dadgum low. What they find is the fines. It costs a lot more to get it out now in the future. So that is just one coin. That's the 1 ounce. And let's take a look at that 2 ounce coin. We have to do a search each time. And here's that 2 ounce coin. Now that 1 ounce coin, there's only 1,886 of those, because that's a year that France donated the Statue of Liberty to the United States, 1886. Well, the 2 ounce coin, there's only 1,028, October 10 month, 28, 1,000. There's less of these. And that 2 ounce, I paid $2.99. It's like same with most people in 7K, unless you bought the 1 ounce, the remaining balance that they had in the coin drop on Friday and yesterday. Well, we paid $2.99 for it. The market value is $14.38. Well, it's not really. That's the past market value, the last average of the last 6 months sales. Well, If you want one, it's going to cost you $1,750 because that's the only one that's for sale at that price. The next one is $2,000. Okay. Now, are they worth it? Of course. There's only 1,028 in the whole world. Okay. So will it gain value as fast as ours has in just such a short period of time? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. There's no guarantees in life. However, you don't have risk of loss. Okay. Now, here's the goal. There's 5,000 of those. It costs $179. Now, it's not going to gain value as rapidly because there's 5,000 of them. So it's not as rare. Here is the 5-ounce Liberty right here. Now that just came out a few weeks ago. We all bought it about 4 weeks ago or so, whenever, 6 weeks ago. And when we bought it, it was $759. Well, its market value is $996. Hey, it's such a short period of time. Well, there's a reason. Now, the earlier training, I didn't tell them, but I want you to go look. But there's only 911 in the world. So rarity is one of the main things. And people hadn't caught up. Some people are selling these, I think, at a very, very low price. 1,075. It's really not 996. That's the real market price, but it's between 1,075 and $1,150. But here's the key. What I want to tell you in that marketplace, when we go back to that marketplace, is they don't have sets for sale yet in StacknSell. But this is a complete set of the Lady Liberty series, the Miles Standish Lady Liberty series, along with that 911 silver note if you want it. Because see, the 5-ounce, that 911, and the significance of that is, of course, 911. Okay, so this makes a complete set. It's limited by this coin. Otherwise, you would only have these 3 coins as a set. Then it's limited by the 2-ounce coin. But a complete set of something is always worth more as a collection than the individual pieces themselves. And so what a complete set's going to be worth 2 years from now, 4 years from now, I don't know. But here's what you need to do. You need to accumulate your stack, because you need to know what your stack is as you're building it, because you're going to have a testimony just like mine, just like Delton did with his stack. And he and his wife would have never had these saved. Many people, Chris Ladden, and his story about his stack, we have many people in the vaults that will tell you about their stack and the fact that they are accumulating wealth. They would have never done this had it not been for 7K. And by the way, the commissions they're earning is paying for their stack. And they would buy bullion. So would you rather earn it or would you rather pay for it? And so that's part of that question. Well, do you want to buy it or do you want to earn it in a fun, collectible way and get rare, exclusive products that nobody has, and develop a residual income in the process and get 1099 tax benefits to help you even own more gold and silver? Now, how much better can it get when you look at it that way? So what I want to do is take you to your 7K today and tell you how you relate this and how you tie it in. Number one, you go to coin collections, and if you need to know the history of any of your sets, You just go in there and let's say Lady Liberty is right here. You can click on any of them and you can get the details of every one of your coins. How many, what's the mintage of that coin, the 1 ounce coin, the year that it was done, 2019 is when it was made, then your 2 ounce coin, and what mint that it was made at, and the mintage, and the 5 ounce coin. Well, this is the 5 gram, remember, gold coin. Okay, so it has 5,000 of those, 2021. There's the 9/11 note, and there's 5,000 of those. And then you have, of course, the 5 ounce. And I told you there's 9/11 here. I didn't say that on the earlier. I made them go look. Okay. Well, anyway, I want you to do that. And then the other thing I want you to do is I want you to go to the old vault reports, because you ask, well, where do I get these stories? Well, go to the older ones, not the latest new ones. They're talking about all the stuff the last couple of months and a lot of growth and a lot of testimony. But go to some of the older, and you're going to get people's testimonies. You're going to get both stack testimonies, and you'll get the actual person's testimony. I think we got Greg Zerniak in here. We got Wayne Clark, Mark Mathern in that particular one, but you can see the ones that have collections. Then you can also go to your current wealth strategies in your back office under links, and you download that PDF, and you're going to see a couple in the PDF presentation. Chris Latin, and I'll go to that real quick. Chris Latin is one of them. We got 2 in that presentation. I'm going to run to them real quick for you so you get to see them. It takes a little while for it to come back up, the pictures to load back up. There it is. You have Eddie Spears, and has a little testimony, but here's his collection. So yours won't start out like that. It'll start out like all of ours, a coin or 2 at a time. But here's Chris. He's been in, about 4 years. Now, Chris teaches Black Hawk helicopter pilots how to fly for the military, and he does that at night. Well, 7K is his day, but he's with his family. And see, he almost didn't do network marketing with 7K because he had tried a couple before, never really made anything. And so his day job was running a lawn care service business and an automobile detailing business. And those 2 businesses, in addition to his regular main job, teaching Black Hawk helicopter at night. Well, he didn't have enough time, and he almost missed 7K because he said, oh, I've tried network money. It doesn't work for me, and I don't have any time. But it was gold and silver, and he knew he needed to own some gold and silver. So he took a look. He became a member, not to earn an income, not to, it was to buy gold and silver bullion at dealer direct cost and be able to accumulate it on a regular basis in affordable quantities. And he told his son about it, his oldest son, and his oldest son made a check before he did. And he said, oh man, this is different. It isn't just the people at the top make all the money. His son made a check before he did. And he looked, and he became more interested, got his brother involved, Joseph, the whole family became involved, other people came, and now his stack is what he is so proud of. And because he would have never accumulated this, just like Delton, just like most people. And what's the risk? The whole point is our diversification in our stack, and the fact that we're getting more and more rare, exclusive products like the Roman series that we have. and it's finished. Like the George Washington series, the Ben Franklin series, and we're going to have series after series. They have things coming in the future, and then we have these rare coin drops where we all kind of fend against each other, trying to get one, having a little fun with it. But the company's growing. It's only 5 years young. We haven't even begun to grow, and these are until you have enough patience with yourself and develop that understanding that you've got to learn, and that you're going to learn about gold and silver. You're going to accumulate wealth. You're going to get products. You're going to get 1099 tax benefits. That's what we're communicating. We're teachers, and learn to teach. Now, I did share with you that, it's basically, that's what I say in my system. And there's the job description. So you've got to be doing something every day toward this business, even if it's just 30 minutes, even if it's watching a video. And most of the time, that's what you want to do that first 2 years. You need to watch a video at least 5 days out of a week, one video, at least 5 days out of a week. And you may watch a lot of mine over and over until you get it, especially the comp plan. Okay. Now, these little 7 pieces of paper are what I'm talking about. And these last 2 are the main things you need to be working on in that 2 years. And that's what you're doing. You're developing skills and attitudes skills, attitudes, and techniques as you're doing these things. And I'm going to show you now why long-term that is the case. So like I'm saying, if it took you 15 years, took you 12 years, but if you're buying your coin every month and you are trying to learn how, and you are actually trying to pique people's interest, you're actually sharing, you're actually doing that job description I've given you, you're actually engaging. And even if after 2 years, you talk to everybody you know, okay? I'm going to show you how you are going to still have that opportunity to make that 500 at least a week for the rest of your life. And that's a lot of extra income. And here's how. I'm going to go back, share a couple more screens in. We're going to go and we're going to look at my back office. I'm going to try and find it again now. But I've got so many screens to share. Let's see. Okay. 5 years, I've got 14,565 people in my downline. Wow. That's on my left and right team. Now, it was just a few years ago, when I talked to Wayne Clark, I had about 5,000 people. So it's almost 3 times that in 2 years. Now, we're going to go to my dashboard. Now, last week is the 26th. That's your lowest week. Like me, I only had 3,688 points coming up that week. And same thing last week on the 21st and on the 8th. I didn't have 7,000 points coming up on people buying autosavers, but I had renewals, 5 years worth of renewals. I had 4 years worth. This past year, they're not in a year yet. So 4 years worth of renewals. I had new business coming up from new groups and adding new people. And, but yet still, even on the lowest week of autosavers, still, I get more points than I need. And I've been showing people this week after week after week for this past year or more, and the reason this is happening is people I've never met are coming in. I never knew anyone in our Hawaii group, and that group is soon to be approaching 2,000 people or 2,000 members. I hadn't looked at the numbers lately, but I remember when we had over 1,300. So I know it's going to be getting there because of that power of duplication, that power of expansion. We keep growing. And same thing with Wayne Clark's group. And that's on the opposite side. So Hawaii's on my left side, Wayne Clark's on my right side. And that Pastor Shane Bond was in the business just buying that coin, making maybe a $200 or $500 check every 3 or 4 or 5 months, once one check here, one check there. And then Hawaii came in, he's got this big bank account. Like I've got a bank account right now on my left side. It was on my right side. I've flip-flopped twice already, but that's a good thing. And that's for the future for y'all to know. Okay, so when Pastor Shane started having that huge volume, and it was on his right side from Hawaii, well, we got with him, and I said, give me one person. He gave me Kim Wiley. And now Pastor Shane is a goal, making $7,000 a week every other week, at least 2 weeks out of the month. He makes a full 7,000 as a goal, and the rest of them he's making somewhere between 4,000 and 7,000 on the other weeks. It depends on how the business is going. But see, because of Pastor Shane coming in and and the business expansion, that led to Phil Godlewski and Andy Osick and Todd Collins and family. And so you got 2 executive goals with Andy and Todd, and then Phil, the first presidential. I never knew any of them, and they're down on that leg. So here's what I want to relate to you. I'm going to go to my drawing board now, my electronic drawing board. I'm going to, and I am getting back to a little bit of work for my wife and I, because I need to help my people get back to goal. I need to get to executive goal so I can make at least the 10,000 a week now. So it's time for I have to get back to a little bit of work myself, and I just put a person in this past week on my right side, and we're working with him, and hopefully he's going to be a copper by the end of today. He's got an associate on his left and an associate on his right. He's already got somebody on the left and right. He's already got a $500 check in the bag. We're trying to get him a $1,000 check. And so that's how we do it. Okay. And now here's what I want to do on my whiteboard or electronic board with you today to show you the part, this part right here. Here we go. Now let's open that up, and let me get my pen, and let me get some ink, and let's get going. By the way, I fixed a few things. So, here you are, okay? And let's say you hadn't sponsored anyone, but somebody above you put somebody there, and they sponsored somebody, and they sponsored somebody. somebody here sponsored somebody there, and you know, your counter is growing, and you know, you get 1,350 points in your counter, and you got 0. But you're buying your coin every month. So let's say you're getting a 20-point coin. Let's just make math easy. So the first month you have 20 points, and then the next month you'll have a total of 40. The month after that you'll have 60. The month after that you'll have 80, and maybe this is growing over here. You got 2,350 now. So let's say after your first year, you haven't sponsored a soul person, but this keeps growing. This keeps growing. This keeps growing. So you need to understand anything that happens down here. If you're buying your coin, you're active while you're learning. You're building a stack. You're building a stack that gains value with time, like we showed you other people's do, how other people's do. Well, if that's the case, you're going to accumulate points. And you're going to end up with, at the end of the year, 240 points. And maybe this is now, what can I make out of this? Let's just use the eraser. And maybe this is 4,350. You still hadn't made a check. You're still learning, but you're building a stack. You're getting those 1099 tax benefits. In your second year, you're going to get where this is going to build up to be 450 points. And maybe by that time, and it doesn't matter if it's 4,000, 8,000, the numbers doesn't matter, but now you got $14,000 over here in points. That's your bank side. Now, would you spend $400 to leverage your income to give you a better chance to get control? I call it my business family pack. So you would sponsor your spouse. That's your first person you sponsored on your left. And you put your spouse right there. Now you have one active on your right. And somewhere down here, the first available spot, you can only put them on your left. You put your LLC or your brother or your son or your daughter or your aunt or your uncle or your sister or whoever. And that is your first on your right. First on your left. This is your first on your right. I'm so sorry. Like I'm dyslexic here. So you got your first on your left and your first on your right. Now you have an active on your left. That was $199, $199, $199. That's $400. That's going to bring up 50 points. So you're going to have 500 points. You are now an associate. You're eligible to earn 500 if you have one active and one active. You got one active, one active. So you get a $500 paycheck. Well, if you paid for those 199s, you get a net $100. And you're going, you know, I say let them keep their coins. And maybe this is a trial membership you paid for. It's another tax deduction too, by the way, if you paid for it as a trial membership and you get some commitments out of it. And I have a teaching on that. So now they reset your counter, they erase your 500 and they erase 500 off this side. And they leave you with the balance after raising 500. So you still have $13,850 and you got zero here. Now, you are continually, you've now done 2 years. You should be looking for that person to actually sponsor here. So it's going to be your second on your right, and you're going to put them on your right. And maybe that person, you help them with a person on their left and right, and you help them with a person on their left and their right. And when you get another 500 points here, this is growing. Maybe that's now 23,000. See, it's going to grow at time. It could be 123,000. It'd be like some of my people, had 200,000 at 2 years. It could be like after 5 years, some of my people got almost 2 million. But they're building a residual income in the process. So, when you get another $500 points here, you're going to get another $500. Well, that person's active, but what if this person isn't buying a coin every month because it's yours? Well, you would buy a coin here, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you spend $105 to get a valuable coin? Make them active. You got an active on your left, active on your right. You spend $105, you make a $500 check. Of course you would. See, these are the things you need to learn, but you need to be doing this. And if all these other people in my group are doing this, you can too. It's just a matter of time. Well, let me show you what you're after. And I'm trying to tell you, if it doesn't matter if it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, you may not sponsor the person. This person may sponsor a person who sponsors a person who sponsors a person, and this person right here, and you did not sponsor them. You did not sponsor them, but somebody sponsored them. And they make a $500 check. That means 1,000 points are going to be coming up as they are building for that $500 check. So that means that you're going to make a $500 check for the first 500 comes up. Then you're going to make another $500 check. So you'll make another $1,000. So look, you've made a couple of $500 checks in that first 2 years. Now you finally made $1,000 and you're doing okay. That helps pay for bullion, things you're doing. You're getting your 1099 tax benefits. You still hadn't started making that regular check. Well, let's say you've been in it for 5 years now, and you got 523,000 over here. And this person sponsored a person, this person sponsored a person, that person sponsored a person, this person sponsored a person, that person. Not only made their first $500 check, 500 points here, 500 points here. That means 1,000 points came up all the way to everybody here. They all get 1,000 points in their counter if they're active. And that come up all the way to you, and you made another $1,000 if it occurred over a 2-week period. If that happens all in 1 week and they made a $500, you're going to have 1,000 points come up, but you've only sponsored one active right here, your associate, and that one you have to buy a coin. Well, you're only going to make a $500 check. But you now know if this person starts making 500 every week or more, you got at least 1,000 points coming up every week. So now you have a chance to make 500 a week. Now you are just like Bruce Harris, the Idaho potato truck driver. You are like anybody in my organization that has 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million on your counter or in your organization, because see, it takes time for that to happen. You got all that money in the bank. You just got to learn to believe in yourself that you can do it. And with help, and you will, you are looking for a person. Like, remember, I told you, I never knew Phil Godlewski. Now, all that volume comes up. I never knew Pastor Gary Goslin or Tarita or Cheryl Toyofuku or Brother Shane Vaughn. They're in my organization, but I didn't sponsor them. All those points come up, and that same thing can happen to you. And just like Bruce Harris, all my volume went up to Bruce Harris, filled his bank up. He was just elated. And he didn't even find a person. A person found a person who found a person who became a silver on his right. So he's got all this volume coming up on both sides now. But he was making a $500 check because he had one on his left, one on his right. Then he became a copper. And so he may have 10,000 points come out, but he made $1,000 a week. And that was enough for him to quit his job, driving 70-hour average, 70, 80-hour week on an Idaho potato truck and not even making that much money. So that can happen to any one of you or any one of your people in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, because that same concept can happen 15 years from now, because no one at the top makes all the money. We both have a left team and a right team. Now, if that person now here becomes a gold, all that volume is going to come up and go here. Now, this may become your strong side in volume. Well, good thing you got 2 people you sponsored over there. Yeah, we're going to reactivate them because, see, all that volume would be in their counter too, right here. If they're buying their coin, they'd have the same volume. If they aren't buying their coin, that's when we go to them. And I got a training on this. How do you activate the inactive? How do you get them to renew when they haven't done anything? He hadn't even been on the autosaver, because they're going to be all these points coming up every week, like in my counter. They may have 20,000 points coming up every month. As soon as they buy their coin, get active, they got 20,000 points right there in the bank. See that? Just by buying a coin. Now they get to go to work and do what you did the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Everybody can succeed at this if you work at it. If you work at learning how to do it, and you get what? You get 1099 tax benefit. And 1099 tax benefits applies to those that are retired, getting Social Security checks, pension check, disability check. It doesn't matter. You're still paying income tax. As long as you're paying tax, as long as you got taxes withheld, You fill out an income tax return, you get those same 1099 tax benefits. Let your personal expenses become business expenses. Don't let the big GEs and Dows and General Motors and all them get all these write-off. You are allowed those two in your home business. Just consult any of our CPA information by third parties, and we have lots of them on my Band app and in my trainings, and you can even call them and you can get them to do your tax returns. But this is what I wanted to show you, is that everybody can succeed in this business, and only you. And you need to have your stack and sell to help address some of the objections you get in the process, but also help you understand and help you see and realize what is happening for you as you accumulate wealth, get 1099 tax benefits to help pay for the wealth that you're accumulating with your tax dollars instead of giving it to the government. Earning commission so you can buy that insurance bullion until you can get to a regular stream of income to help supplement your lifetime income, be it $500 a week, be it $1,000 a week. And I submit, when you start making $500 a week, you're going to learn how to make 1,000. And when you, just like Bruce Harris, it took him 4 years, he became a bronze, and he started making 2,000 because he had the volume there already. So it's up to you if you really want to do a business and build a business with this and buy these unique, rare products, learn all about them, but you've got to be doing something about your business each and every day, and then learn how to walk up this ladder by teaching people. If you want to be a copper, you teach a person on your left and a right to become an associate like you did. If you want to become a bronze, you sponsor a third person on the left and right. You teach them how to become a copper like you did. You already know how to do that because you were one. And you help one on your left, one on your right that you personally sponsored become a copper. Everything else that happens in your left team and in your right team is nothing but gravy points coming up that you can get paid on. And then you just step right up this stepping stone, just like I did, just like others in our group has done, and just like people are continuing to do, and you just kept stepping up, you know, until you get to the point that you're really happy. We have people in our group that are very happy with 2,000 a week, and they could be earning much more than that, but they're very happy with 2,000 a week. And they're living a lifestyle that they've never lived before, and you can too. So, you know, I talked income here. I am going to take some, you know, question and answers and do that with you, because I really like showing the income statement, because I have talked income. I've talked about illustrations. I gave examples, and I discussed different things that about potential returns. And the reason I like showing this is because when we compare this with other direct selling companies, multi-level marketing companies, network marketing companies, I was just outshined. It's just unbelievable that how you make a comparison that this is so much superior to anywhere else, because so many people earn an above average income in direct selling. So many people earn it in our business versus other businesses. I hope you see what I see. I hope you give yourself and allow yourself that opportunity to really succeed. And work in one video of mine as it relates to other videos. And I just related about 10 of my trainings all together, and you can go and find them in this overall summary for you and your future members that join you. We will see you on the beaches of the world, many of us in Cancun pretty soon. And those 7K getaway trips are just great. And looking forward to seeing everyone again soon. Have a blessed day and a great 7K day. Today is Saturday. I have a training every Saturday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. I will no longer do the 10 a.m. So just one training on Saturday. And I do my leadership training on Thursday evenings, 8 p.m. Central. The times are on the band, and the Zoom links are in the passwords. Thank you so much, and have a great 7K day.